I just finished the final steps in sealing this piece, so I'm going to take you through those, and it's really easy. It's just playing around, getting the color that you're looking for. I ended up using dark wax versus white wax, so I love the effect. I love how you can see the texture that we put on it in the first place. So let's head over to the video. Ignore my fingers. I put my gloves on inside out. Apparently they were already used, and a lot of good those gloves did me. So anyway, go check out the video. Let's head over. Enough of me talking. Goodbye.
So first thing you want to do is grab Sloan's clear wax. I am going to be putting dark wax on this piece, but with dark wax, you usually want to put clear wax on first. The dark wax on top of your chalk paint really is a lot harder to manipulate and pull off if you put on too much. So always use clear wax first, and then you'll see the next step is dark wax. You're going to put on the clear wax and wipe it off with, I'm using a Blue Shop cloth, but you can use any kind of lint-free cloth that you have, a t-shirt or anything like that. So the way that they describe it when you're learning how to do this and how much to put on is to think of it as if you're putting lotion on your hands and you don't want to wipe too much of that off. You want it to sink in. However, you don't want to put a glob of it on and have your hands soaking wet. So that's kind of the idea behind the wax. So get that all on there and wipe it off, buff it out, and then you're ready for dark wax. Next step is adding your dark wax. You could very well just leave it at the clear wax and that can be your piece. It's sealed and ready to go. What I want to do is really make this piece a little more rustic, so I'm bringing in the dark wax. Anytime that you have added character by using more paint or the stroke marks, anything that you want to stand out, it really does help make it stand out when you add a colored wax. So there's white waxes and dark waxes and all kinds of colors. So this one, dark wax, I thought would work best with this piece, and I like what it does to the pink, Scandinavian pink color. So anyways, I'm putting that on the entire piece, focusing more in the lines and the creases, and then same thing, brush on, wipe off. If it's not coming off as well as you'd like, or you want to take more off and the cloth just really isn't doing it, you can go ahead and put clear wax onto your cloth and it'll take it off a lot easier. Another technique that you can use is sandpaper. I'm using 120 grit, just a fine piece, to go over very lightly the humps and like kind of the bumps and the character part, to take some of that dark wax off even more than what I can do with the clear wax. So I'm just going over it really lightly. Any part that's raised up is going to go back to its original light pink state, and it just makes it stand out more. I'm just trying to accentuate any of the character that we added. So this is just another way of doing that. If the clear wax isn't working to the effect that you want it to, you can lightly go over it with sandpaper. Just make sure that you hit it again with clear wax, because now you've taken the sealer off with the sandpaper. So you want to make sure you hit it back with the clear wax and seal it back up. Here's an example of where I'm using the dark wax around all the edges, and then I have clear wax on my cloth to really work it in and get the effect that I'm looking for with the right amount of dark wax. Lastly, I take this little detail brush, I'm going to dip it into the dark wax and just get the line on the inside of the drawer. I just want that to have a little bit more of a shadow, a little bit more depth to it. And this is the easiest way to go about doing that without getting more dark wax all over your entire piece. So it's nice to have these little brushes on hand so you can do detailed work like this. is the final piece. I'm loving the dark wax with this Scandinavian pink. I think it's looking really, really cool. I also love the pulls being in their original form, and the top of the dresser also being in its original form. So I really am happy with how this went. I hope it shed some light on how to finish a piece with dark wax and the tips and the tricks that go along with that. As always, guys, please leave any questions, comments, like the page, subscribe, all that jazz. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time. Peace.